Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everyone. Jason here with more patch notes for you. So, there's a huge patch, and it's not just for expeditions. This patch is fixing a ton of stuff in No Man's Sky. It is actually something that's huge right before the weekend on a Friday, so hopefully you guys can download it early. Now, I purposely waited on this one because, as you guys know, they released the update or the patch on PC, and then it comes on to Xbox and PlayStation later on in the day. So I wanted to make sure to give it a little time to actually start spreading out and going to different branches, different consoles, all that stuff. So if you don't have it right now, don't worry, it is coming, but you just need to give it some time because they've been pumping out so many patches that I think they're just clogging up the system. Like, they're putting out patches faster than Xbox and PlayStation can share them. Anyway, let's get into some of these details, and if you like the video, hit that like button down below. That really helps out the channel. Anyway, let's get into it. It is experimental patch 9.9. So technically this came out last night. Technically it was Thursday night, but now they're gonna be pushing it out to everyone on Friday. So let's get in some of these details. First of all, thank you so much to everyone who has already spent time playing No Man's Sky and letting us know about any issues you've experienced. That's a key thing. Everyone, if you have a bug, go to either the Zendesk if you're on PC or the console crash reporting. Make sure to tell them what's wrong, because if they don't know, they can't fix it. Anyway, let's get into some of the bigger details. There's a ton of patch notes here. If you want to see all of them in detail, there's a link down below. You can go look at every single patch note, but I'm going to highlight some of the bigger ones. First one being fixed an issue that prevented some base parts from being recolored. That is something that you guys have been asking about, like, hey, why can't I put a different color on this base part or that base part? That was a bug that is now fixed in the game with this new patch. Definitely get this new patch if you're worried about that. Then we have fixed an issue that required players to construct a roof for settlement buildings that do not have a roof. So they probably had a different, like a setup procedure, like, hey, look, build your walls, build your interior, then build your roof at the end. The problem is some buildings don't have a roof on them, so why would you have that step? They had to go through and fix that. So now the buildings that don't have a roof won't require you to build a roof. kind of simple on that one. Then we have a teleporter has been added to the settlement overseer's office. This is huge. So now we not only can we teleport to it, so if you go into your teleport menu in your teleporter, you'll be able to see your settlement as a separate base. So you have your blue, you have your yellow, and now you have your purple locations, that being your settlement. So now, not only can you teleport to them, you can teleport away from your settlement too. You just go to your overseer office, you get out of there. If you're waiting on a timer that's like 2 hours long, you can go somewhere else and do something else while you're waiting. I love it. And then we have fixed an issue that prevented any decision from triggering after claiming a second base. This one actually affected me because I got tired of waiting for my first base. I was like, okay, I got my first base done, and this was like a week ago before the patches started coming out. And I said, I'll just go claim a second base. When you did that, if you claimed a second base, it would just pause everything. Like, you'd claim it, and that was it. You wouldn't get any decisions at all. They've actually fixed that now. So if you claim a second base, your bases, or your second settlement, I should say, your settlement now is fixed and it will get decisions. You'll be able to build buildings. You'll be able to get like civilians, the NPC arguments. People will come, or aliens will come to your base. Now that is fixed, thankfully. And then the last one I want to hit is fixed an issue that prevented the Master of Elements expedition milestone from correctly unlocking the Minotaur Geobay. So that is in phase 2. And if you're doing phase 2 in the expedition, you have to build an exobay. The problem is it wasn't triggering for everybody because you couldn't do it. You wouldn't be able to actually either place a geobay, or it just wouldn't recognize it. Like, it wouldn't know that you did. Now it's fixed. And also, right below that, you can see fixed a number of memory-related crashes on the PS4 and Xbox One. That is another huge one because a lot of people said, hey, look, I can't even play. I'll load up my save, and then I'll just play for 5 minutes, and it crashes every single time. That is a memory problem because the more you load in, the bigger the memory gets, and for whatever reason, it's not flushing out the old stuff, I'm guessing. That is why that was happening, so thankfully they fixed it. Once this patch is installed on your system, you should have a way better time. There's still always going to be little bugs and glitches here and there, but there are so many fixes in this patch, it is awesome. So if you want to know all the details, I only went over some of the major ones, but there is a ton of them in there. Link down below in the description to that, and hopefully you're digging into the expedition right now because I'm on phase 4 and it is getting hard. So definitely get it out there, play some expeditions, and I will see you guys next time.